All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Geoff Antonio Show. And today we have a very special guest. Please welcome Ley Vara. Ley, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. It's an honor and privilege to have you on the show.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes. So I checked out your music and you got some good stuff going on there, girl.
Thank you. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, I really like Red Flag and I'm Scared.
I'm scared. That was the first one.
That was your first track.
Yeah, that was my first one I dropped.
Oh my God. That's pretty good for your first track.
Thank you.
So, I mean, how did that come about? That being your first song and all?
Um, I started recording in like 2 years ago now, I think, because I dropped that summer of like 2019. But I recorded a few before that, but they were like completely different genres. And then I recorded that one. And I'm like, I think like this is the direction I want to head in. And then I dropped it, and I had no idea how to like promote it or anything like that. But like, thankfully, my mom has a bunch of Facebook friends, and it kind of like got some popularity on there, I guess. And then like I traveled to Indonesia over the summer too when I dropped it, so I got a whole bunch of people over there listening, and it just kind of I got good streams for my first song.
Wow, that sounds awesome. So, how did you end up in Indonesia?
I'm from there. I was born there,
Oh,
so just
really?
visiting family. Yeah,
Oh, from like Jakarta or what?
Surabaya.
Oh, okay, okay. Is that
Yeah.
like small
It's
little
like
town?
second biggest city compared to Jakarta.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
Okay. And so you were born there, and at what point did you move to Canada?
I was one. So like, does it really count that I like lived there? I don't think so.
And so your parents were just looking for a new place to start the family?
Yeah, yeah. Because my dad's from here. Because my mom's Indonesian, my dad's like Finnish, Polish, a whole bunch of stuff. So they moved here, and then we lived in like Markham, like near Toronto for a bit, and then I grew up in like a really small town, and then I moved to like the city I'm living in now, Kitchener.
Wow. Kitchener?
Yeah, Kitchener, Ontario. Where are you from?
I'm Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Some people call it Hele, but
LA.
or Hele. You could put an H on the front
LA.
of
I
it.
haven't been there yet. I can't say.
It's a great place. It's an interesting place. It's a big place. It's huge. Um, it's huge. It's I always tell everybody, imagine like five of the biggest cities you've been to and then combining them. And
Oh
that's
my
LA for
gosh.
you. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
I was supposed to go over the summer, but then, quarantine and COVID and all that stuff hit. So,
Our good friend quarantine just gets in the way,
oh,
doesn't
Miss Corona. Love her. Mhm.
it? So, you grew up, you went to Canada at one, and at what point did music enter your life growing up?
I was 5, and my mom, she put me in piano and like singing lessons because I sang the ABCs really well, she said. And that kind of like jump started my career, I guess you could say. I don't know, I did piano for like 10 years, I think. I
Wow.
don't remember like any of it, but I sing still, so I was good. They don't waste all their money.
Nice, nice. So, I mean, was it one of those things where you hate the piano lessons, or did you actually like it?
No, my parents, they promised each other that they weren't gonna like force me to practice so I wouldn't end up hating it. And then I ended up like loving it. So I'm just so glad they did that.
Wow. Was that classical or?
It was everything. Like I started off with just like basic like theory and like those like little kid songs and stuff like that. And then I ended up playing like some classical, and then I got into more like doing covers and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then I started doing gigs, and that's when I kind of stopped lessons.
Nice, nice. So, what kind of music was playing in the house with your parents?
In the house, Mariah Carey, We Belong Together. They'd make me sing that in the car. My dad was actually in a band when he was younger. He was rock and roll, So we'd listen to like Kiss, AC/DC, all that jazz.
Nice.
But
Nice.
yeah, I started off with like doing pop music and like covering pop artists, and then got into like more R&B, I guess. And now we all like listen to whatever.
So, would you say R&B like Mariah Carey is that's what you move towards?
That's what I wish if I had her vocal cords, then yes. But it's more like low key R&B. It's just kind of chill.
Nice, nice. And so at what point do you say, does it click for you that you want to sing like for real past just, your parents?
Um, when I was in grade 12, I tore my ACL and I was like a big sports person. So I was like constantly like school sports work and like I didn't do music like at all at that point. So then I got injured and I was like what the heck am I gonna do now? Like I can't do anything. So then I met my producer that I still work with now. I met him over Instagram and then like I went to a studio session for my first time and I was like, I really like this. I'm gonna keep doing it. So then yeah, I'm here now.
Wow. So a torn ACL will do it, huh?
Yeah.
I think I missed you for a second. So that's when you get jacked up playing sports, that'll get you in the studio,
Something like that.
huh?
Can you hear
That's
me all
cool.
right?
Yeah, for a second I couldn't hear you. So
Okay.
how did you meet the producer? How'd that work out?
Over Instagram, I was like posting covers and stuff like that, just like playing the piano or guitar or whatever. And I like put it on my story. I'm like, I'm looking for like producers, like hit me up if you can do music and stuff. And I met him. He was like the studio I used to go to was based out of Cambridge, which is like an hour and a half where I used to live. So like after school, I'd like drive there, studio session, get home at like 4:30 in the morning, go to school. Same thing the next day. It was awful.
Wow. Wow. That's a trip. And so, I mean, once you got to the studio, what was the process? I mean, did you have ideas and hash them out with them?
Yeah, before like I'm still I'm not that good at writing on the spot, but before like I could not do it if I had to like save my life or whatever. But I had to get him to like send me a production or like a beat beforehand. I'd write a whole song to it, go record it, see if I like it or not, and then just kind of repeat that. But like the process now, I guess, is just kind of go find some like references or songs that I kind of want to like base an idea off of, and then just write whatever I feel and record.
Right. So the part about you writing on the spot, I mean, was that a challenge in the beginning? Was it something that you felt like you had to work
Yes,
on?
100%. My first studio session was with this artist. His name is Jay Isaiah, and he's a crazy at like just writing in general. Like he can whip up lyrics real quick. So I had to like kind of work at his pace, which was like super like intimidating. I was so like, I mean, I'm so new at this. Like I need to get better. So that kind of pushed me to get better at myself. So now I can kind of keep up with him. Not really, but I try.
Right. So you kind of come into the studio now and like you're prepared. And I mean, what do you do to prepare to be ready in the studio?
Nothing much really. I just kind of most of like most of my whole like singing career, I guess you could say, has like been during quarantine. So it's not like I'm really doing anything else other than like studio or like, doing music stuff. So that whole day, it's just kind of like I'm looking forward to go to the studio, to prepare what I need to, maybe write something down, have some ideas that I need to get down beforehand. But I don't know, studio is just for like the highlight of my day.
Nice, nice. I mean, do you have all the lyrics ready, or is it one of those things like you might have a verse or something and something else?
Yeah, exactly like that. I might have nothing. I'm a procrastinator, so most of the time I do have nothing. But yeah, maybe a verse here and there.
But some people respond well to that. I mean, especially at the last minute, are you one of those with your back against the wall? That's when you're ready to go?
Yes, yes, sir. That's when I work.
That's good. That's good. So you also mentioned that you performed as a teenager?
Yeah, yeah. Like the town that I lived in, there'd be like street festivals and like little like just I don't know, like town events, I guess you could say. So they knew I could sing, so they'd always ask me to like go, like, can you like play like a half an hour set or whatever, we'll pay you. I'm like, yeah, obviously, definitely do it. And then a couple summers ago, wait, was it? Yeah, it was last summer. They have like this firework festival, and I think like 15,000 people show up. They wanted me to perform at like the fireworks thing, and then I got canceled because of COVID. So I couldn't do that, which sucked.
Oh,
But
ah, yeah, I tell you.
that's yeah.
Yeah, COVID just gets in the way. I mean, I know for me last year, I had all kinds of plans and I was traveling and planning on doing more traveling, and COVID hit, and it just is like, what am I going to do? So, I mean, for you, I mean, how did you react to it at first? I mean, did it slow you down to the point where it's like, maybe you had plans and you were planning on doing these things over the year? How did you react to it? Like, how did you get past that?
Honestly, the first lockdown was kind of like it was a good thing it happened. It was like a wake up call because I was just like working and like going out and like just not taking it seriously. And like lockdown like gave me a reason to like, lock it down, focus, do your music stuff. And I wrote like my biggest song so far like the first month of lockdown. And that got like I think so like over 250,000 streams, something like that. But yeah, I dropped that song and I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna do this. And honestly, the free time was a blessing. I
Right.
like to keep myself really busy. So I don't know, I guess I don't end up working on as much music as I want to. So this lockdown was like kind of good for me, to be honest.
It forced you to focus, right?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's what I'm seeing with a lot of artists right now is that they've just like you, they've used the time to be productive and just laser in on what they got to do. So, I mean, what's your
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, what's your process as far as like when you want to work on a new song? Do you just start listening to playlists on Spotify and get the feel?
If I'm working on a new song, usually like I'll just go like on YouTube and I'll be like, I don't know, Jhené Aiko type beat or like something like that. And I'll find something that kind of like sticks or like, just sparks my interest. And then I'll take like a voice note of me like freestyling melodies and stuff like that, find whatever sticks. And then depending on like the vibe, I guess, from all of that stuff, I try to figure out what I'm gonna write about. Like with my music, I find that my best writing is when like I'm telling stories. So I kind of stick with that. Like
Hmm,
Red Flag, for example. You just kind of like, all these events and then you put it in a song.
nice, nice. So let's delve into Red Flag. I mean, so is that what you did? You were kind of vibing with some beats and you kind of hashed out some melodies, and then from there you're like, now I think I know what I want to say.
Yeah, I heard it was originally just like the little guitar loop that's like in the song. And this girl I know, she was like going through it with her man and stuff like that. So we like all got together and like try to like write this diss track almost, it turned out to be. And then we all ended up like really liking it. And I was like, you know what, this is a good message to get out there. So I dropped
Nice,
it.
nice. I mean, what would you say the message of the song is?
You don't need a man. You're a strong, independent man, woman, you're good on your own. That's all I
That's
wanted
true.
to say.
That's true. That is true. We don't need someone else to feel validated, right?
Exactly. Don't depend on anybody else for your happiness except yourself.
Huh. That's a good message. Look at you.
Thank you.
People, would you say, I mean, let's delve into that because I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, definitely. And when I think about people that I've known, there's a lot of people that they depend a lot on being in a relationship for validation, right?
hmm hmm No,
Do you
for
see
sure.
do you see that a lot?
I do see it a lot. I've like been in situations like that before too. Before like I guess I was self-aware. And like some people just aren't self-aware about it. Sometimes like they are, but like that's just what they want. And like if they want that, then respect it. They want what they want. But especially in like younger relationships, it's so easy to like be manipulated in all these ways and stuff like that. And it just sucks to see somebody going through it. So like,
Most deaf. Well, listen, I've been there myself, and yeah, I think you're right, especially when you're young and you're impressionable, and maybe if you've never been with a manipulative person, it's easy to get sucked up into it, right?
exactly. You don't know the red flags.
What are the red flags?
Red flags. In the song, I based it off of like just like hiding stuff on your phone and just being like super weird about that stuff. And like, I don't know, my red flags would be like, I don't know. What do I not look for? I'm in a really happy relationship right now. So like I don't know what red flags that I'd be looking for. I don't know, just maybe being like super insecure. In a
Okay.
previous relationship that I was in, the guy would like get mad at me for um for other guys DMing me on Instagram. I'm like,
Right.
how? What? How's it
Right.
my fault?
Right. But they're probably like responding to your music or something, right?
Yeah, like it was all just like friendly stuff. I mean, obviously I'm not gonna like go and entertain somebody that, that's just not being like faithful, right? But yeah, I got to a point where I was like, yeah, like this ain't cool. But
Did it
then
take did it take you a long time to realize? I mean, was there something like that?
yeah, it was just like little things that added up to me kind of realizing like, why does this like keep happening? You know, like, do I have to deal with this? I don't have to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, do you think it's good to ask a friend to get advice? Or, I mean, how do you, when you know you're in a bad relationship and you're in a bad spot, what do you do? Because it's tough. I mean,
It
I've been
is.
there too. So what if somebody, do they go to a friend? What do they do?
Yeah. I guess you like it was kind of hard for me because I like literally just moved when I like broke up with my ex. And then I like didn't have friends here, so I'm like, who am I gonna talk to? I just kind of dealt with it myself. But yeah, it worked out. But I know like my friend group, like the girls, like we go to each other for like whatever you need, you know? Like there's a at the same time there's like boundaries where like, you know, your relationship is not like their business, like your
No,
friend's business. But at the
no.
same time, like if you feel like there's something wrong, like you can always talk to us about it. Stuff like that.
It's kind of a fine line, isn't
Yeah, it's a gray area, I'd say. Just kind of just be
it?
careful.
It's like, I want your advice, but I don't want you all over my
Yeah,
relationship, right?
hypothetically, if like this were happening in somebody's relationship, not mine, what would you do?
No, but I know what you mean. I mean, it's sometimes, and believe it or not, us guys, we ask for advice from time to time. We probably don't do it as much as women, but we do. And I had a friend reach out to me recently about some things he's going through and some relationship stuff, and I was happy to talk to him about it. It's just like, well, this is what I do if I were you, but you can take my advice or you can leave it or you can do whatever, but I'm just letting you know, like, this is what I would do. This is an option.
Yeah, exactly. Just, you know, help them out in the
Yeah.
most positive way possible. You know, it's their decision, but you know, you're just there to support.
Yeah, especially in these days and times of COVID and just like people being separated and by themselves a lot. I've noticed um sometimes you got to reach out, what do you think?
Yeah, with I actually stopped talking to a lot of my friends over COVID. I'm just like one of those people that like I guess if you don't reach out, I don't reach out, which is kind of bad. I'm working on it. But I
I'm the
don't know.
same.
I wouldn't say I lost a lot of friends, but I just haven't been in touch with like anybody. Just kind
Right.
of doing my thing.
Right. But you're probably the type of person you don't feel like you need to be constantly
No, no, no.
interactive, right?
Yeah, like if I run into you, I'm not gonna like just be like awkward about it. I mean, we're still friends, you know. Like
But you got stuff to
I'm just a
do.
super yeah, exactly. I got stuff to do. Like
Yeah.
you probably do too. I'm
You're
doing you a
like,
favor. Like
I got stuff to do. What you want?
exactly.
Hey, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I think that's a habit of a productive person. When you got things that you got goals and things that you're going after, it's like you are very focused on that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But getting back to red flag, I mean, I think that's cool how you were able to take a personal situation with somebody that you knew that was going through something and make it into a song. You said you like to story tell. I mean, tell me,
Yes.
like, what's that like to tell stories with your music?
I love it because like I can either put all the details I want or I could like leave it so unspecified that people can just kind of like interpret it the way they want, which is also what I like. Which is like some of my new stuff. I haven't dropped it yet. I'm releasing stuff soon, but most of my new stuff is more like that, where like you can follow along, but like just take it the way you want it, you know?
Right.
If it helps you, it helps you.
No, it's absolutely. So it's like it doesn't have to be so specific. Whatever you interpret it as, that's what it means, and that's what it should be for you.
Exactly. Take what you need. That's what I say.
No, absolutely. And you might be helping somebody. I mean, it's you never know.
I hope so.
Um, but you might. I mean, you never know. You never know who you might be reaching. And that's one thing that I've learned about songwriting and music is that in a weird way, you as a music artist, you're actually helping people, right? You're reaching out with your art and you're relating to people, and you never know what that song might do for someone else in their life.
Yeah, I've had people DM me on Instagram about best mistake. So I wrote that about basically like being depressed in quarantine. So like, I'm pretty sure a few people can relate. But I've had a bunch of people like message me on Instagram saying like, "Hey, like I just found your song on Spotify. Like it's really helping me out right now." I'm like, "Wow, that's why I do it. It makes me so happy to hear that."
Wow, wow, that is so awesome. So tell me more about that. I mean, what are those lyrics about, and how does that relate to COVID?
Um, I heard my producer sent me this guitar loop, and I was like, "This sticks. I really like this." So I was like, "It's a really happy like beat." And when I hear a happy beat, I want to automatically make the lyrics super sad. So like people are like, "Oh, it's such a happy song," but like you listen to it and it's like, "Wow, she's like, is she okay?" you know?
Right?
So I started off basically talking about like the first lyrics are feel like I'm stuck in my own head. I can't leave my own bed. Just like I'm really like I'm not feeling it. Just I'm stuck here in quarantine. And it kind of like progresses into like kind of like a love song almost because the chorus is about like finding somebody that like makes quarantine better, I guess you could say.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the second verse is about like social media because I know like TikTok just got huge over quarantine and stuff like that. And I know for me personally, I'd be like scrolling through it and just like compare myself to all these like really pretty girls. I'm like, wow, why don't I look like that? So that kind of like messed with my self-image and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So the second verse is kind of about, like why am I letting myself do that? Just, delete TikTok. And then the chorus again is about like the good part of quarantine, I guess you could say. And then yeah.
I think
Relate to it the way you want.
no, but I think it's fantastic that self-image is something that, especially in the days of, social media and TikTok and Instagram. I mean, you look at these pictures and these videos, and it's showing like what that influencer or whoever they are showing you the best side of them of what they want
Exactly.
you to see. And it's tough because a lot of people out there look at that and say, man, they got the life, right? I mean, they're on the beach and they look beautiful and amazing, and it's like this perfect life. But they got to remember these are short, edited clips of like a movie. It's no different from a film,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
exactly.
they're not going to show you like the bad parts, right? They're going to show you like these are the best parts and edit it together. And that's why well, not all movies, but your favorite movies are so good because it's the best, the best, the best, the best, the best,
Exactly.
the best actors and so on and so forth. But how do you how do you recognize that and treat yourself to to like self love and stuff because it's tough with all this
No,
these
it is. Especially with social media these days. It's like it really messes up your self-image. And I feel so bad for like young girls and stuff like that these days. Cause like I know I didn't have to deal with that when I was younger.
Mhm.
It's crazy how like, so much has changed. I'm not even like I'm literally 19. Like I don't know how much has changed since then.
How much has
um
changed?
But yeah, I literally deleted TikTok. I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I checked my screen time on my phone and it said like 14 hours. I wasn't even awake for 14 hours a day. Like, I don't know how that was even possible. And like TikTok was like way up there in screen time. So I'm like, I need to stop this behavior. This is really toxic and bad.
Wow.
And then I don't know, I just kind of you just gotta you just gotta love yourself. I don't know how to explain it. You just
What?
gotta appreciate your body does so much for you. Literally, like it does so much for you. And you need to be able to appreciate all that it does.
That is so true. And you know what? Believe it or not, I think it's very brave that you got rid of TikTok or any of your favorite apps or whatever. I mean,
Oh,
it's
I got it back. It
you got it back.
didn't
Oh,
last long. I was
okay.
like, I'm gonna work on myself for a little bit, but like I can't completely delete TikTok.
But you know what? Even to delete it for a short time, I mean, in the day and age of the cell phone being the most addictive thing, I mean, it's crazy, right? It's like
Yeah.
your whole life is in the palm of your hand and you're viewing
Yeah.
it. To just delete it, even if it's for a week, I think that's a good advice for people out there, right?
If yeah, I thought about it. I thought about deleting Instagram like multiple times. But if I wasn't doing music and I like that wasn't my like, platform, like how I promoted and stuff, I would have deleted it.
Yeah.
But since like I literally need the followers to be able to get all this engagement and stuff like that, like I can't, you know?
That's a part of how you connect to your fan base. So no,
Exactly.
I totally get that. So take it back to the studio. So your producer will, send you guitar loop, and I like how you sometimes you'll have music that's happy, but your lyrics and your lyrics are
It just surprises everybody, you got to keep them guessing.
it's a contrast.
Exactly.
It's a push and a pull. No, I totally get that. Sometimes like things don't you wouldn't think go well together, they do, like peanut butter and jelly, right? It's like
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense, but damn, it's good, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, personally, I don't like just listening to sad music with like sad production behind it because I just cry. Like, I don't really want to be crying right now, you know? But so I was like, yeah, happy beat, sad songs. You can like smile to it, but at the same time, you're like, yeah, we're all going through it right now, but it's okay
That's good.
because the
That's
song's happy.
Yeah, and that pulls them in. And so so you do your lyrics and you do your thing, and you record the vocals in the studio. And as you know, in the studio, you can go crazy, right? I mean, you
Yes,
can you can put as many vocals as you want. You take out this vocal, well, take out the guitar part of that part. Oh, put the drums over here. At what point,
exactly.
Lay, do you say that's enough? This is it. I like it. Don't touch it, and mix it down. What do you? How you do that?
Um, I finished the whole song, like just like regular vocals. I go over with like harmonies. I like to layer harmonies. Oh my goodness, because then it just sounds like angelic, like Ariana Grande. So I like to layer all those harmonies, do like a little like ad libs here and there, like back up like little runs and stuff like that. Fix everything that I need to, and then just keep the production that we have for now until I know I like want to release a song soon. And I'll be like, yo, Josh, like my producer, mix it, let's see what we come up with. And he'll like send me stuff and I'll be, oh, like change this, and he'll send me stuff and I'll be like, yeah, like this is good. I'm gonna drop it and then I'll drop it.
Nice, nice. So you kind of put it together. You get everything to where you kind of want it to be, and it seems like you kind of maybe you walk away from it for a minute, come back, and then that's it. Finish
Yeah,
it up.
yeah. Cause you're your biggest critic, right? So if you listen to it too many times, you're gonna pick all this unnecessary stuff out and you're just gonna not end up liking the song. And I've done that so many times. So I'm like trying not to do it.
Of course. It's like shiny object syndrome, right? It's like, when you first or start working on a song, it's that shiny object, and you are almost obsessive with it. And then at some point, you're like, wait a minute, it's not so good. But it's your
Exactly.
ear that's tired, right? You've heard it 20 million times.
Exactly. I have so many songs that are like half done. I'm like, eh. They're probably good, but I don't like them.
Has anybody ever come up to you like, are you crazy? Like, that song is amazing. Like, you
My
have to put,
parents.
yeah,
After like every studio session, I'll send them my song and be like, what do you think? They'll be like, it's so good. And then like a couple weeks later, I'll be like, I hate it. And they'll be like, no, it's like good. And I'm like, no, it's not. Does not meet my standards. Can't drop it.
that's good to get the outside perspective. Definitely. So tell me, Lee, how does your day start and how does it end, especially in COVID times?
Oh man. Well, today was a good day because I woke up at 9 a.m. I went to Costco and grocery shopping, rearranged my room, cleaned, uh, just ran errands, and then took my dogs to the dog park. The most eventful and like productive day I've had in like a month. Usually I'll like wake up at I'm gonna say like 1 or 2 p.m. I don't know, do what I need to do, run errands, blah 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 blah. Studio session, go chill with my friend. She's usually at the studio session. And then I go to bed at like 5 or 6 and then repeat, which is a really bad habit that I'm trying to break.
Well, that's cool. And so, I mean, your day ends at the studio, and then you come back, and then you crash.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
Has COVID affected you? I gave myself jet lag somehow. Like, how's your sleep schedule?
My sleep schedule is crazy. But it was always weird. It was weird pre-COVID. In all honesty, it was always weird. I I wake up in the middle of the night all the time, and sometimes I'm productive and I'll get up and I'll start doing music, or I'll start kind of planning my day. I'll just start doing stuff, and then I'll pass out usually maybe 2, 3 hours later. Then I'll wake up again, a little bit more tired than the first time, and I'm a slow burner.
Hmm.
I really don't pick up steam till noon and after. So anybody I work with, I tell them don't expect any miracles before 12 because it ain't happening. Now I might be awake, but my mind is somewhere else. So just,
It's just not there. It's not
work
there
with
yet.
me,
Just give me a couple hours. Like,
work with me. I'm gonna get there. It's a slow train running. I'm gonna get you. It's just gonna be after 12. It's the optimal performance. But yeah, and then I kind of knock out my day with all the tasks that I have to do. I try to get in music first thing in the morning. I'm actually most productive and best at music in the morning, which is weird.
really? I was gonna say everybody I know is like, I have to sing at night, I have to rap at night. I'm like, same.
I'm telling you, most people are nighttime people, but because I'm so weird with it, it's quasi nighttime because I might be doing something at 3 or 4.
Mm.
But instead of your 3 or 4, my 3 or 4 is like just woke up 3 or 4 versus I've been up all night and I'm doing my thing at 3 or 4. Kind of my deal. And then I'll usually pass out at say 11ish. So
Oh,
I
it's not bad.
have a weird schedule and I take
That, yeah, yeah.
a lot of naps. Yeah. So sometimes people call me and Geoff, sounds like you just woke up. It's like I just did. Yeah. I
You're
just
right. I did actually. Thanks for
woke up.
noticing.
It's 2 p.m. Yes, I did it. What do you want? What do you want?
It's COVID. You can't blame us. Like,
COVID times. I mean,
exactly.
yeah. So that's cool. I mean, I really like your process and how you do the songs. And tell me, Lay. I mean, everybody that's in this business that does their music and pursues it, they've got highs and they've got lows, and we've all got that. I mean, I've had my highs, I've had my lows, I've had my highs where I'm rocking the stage and everything's perfect and it's just amazing. And I've had my lows where, maybe the show was terrible. The sound was off, the sound man was terrible, things didn't go my way. Give me a point in your music where maybe it was a low point, maybe something didn't happen the way that you had wanted it to go, and then you turned it around and said, you know what, I'm going to get past this.
Actually, funny story. So, like the beginning of 2020, I dropped a song, but I still didn't know how to like promote it properly. So I didn't like get that many streams. I was like a couple thousand streams. And then I was like, okay, like this month I'm gonna drop this song. So we like mix it, master it. The song is called Forfeit. And then I'm like, okay, like upload it. So when I'm uploading, I like listen to like the first half of it. I'm like, okay, like it's the right one. Cause I have all of them like named the same one for whatever reason. Like, okay, it's the right one. So I upload it, promoted everything on like my Instagram. And I'm like, guys, like my song dropped. I go listen to it. It's missing the second verse. I uploaded the wrong one. So I was like, let's just take that down real quick and redrop it. So then I actually did some research. My producer helped me out, all my friends helped me out to like figure out how to like get on a playlist and like promote properly to like see the results in your streams. So
Mm-hmm.
then I redropped the song and then I hit 100,000 streams with that song after like I fixed everything and
Wow.
promoted it properly. So yeah, I turned it around all right, I guess.
But how
That's
were you
always going to
feeling?
be an L in my books.
But how were you feeling when the moment where you're like, oh man, the second verse is out? Like, what do you do? You panic or what?
Oh my gosh, I wasn't even like listening to it. I was on the phone with my dad and he was like, Haley, like my real name is Haley. He's like, Haley, it's missing the second verse. I'm like, haha, like you're so funny, like stop playing. And he's like, no, like it's missing the second verse. And I'm like, no way. So I go listen to it. I freak out, call everybody. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? They're like take it off, like delete it, But it was already too late and people were like posting it like, oh, this song's so good. And I'm like, it's literally missing the second verse. They were like, I don't know why there's like such a long instrumental.
You probably got more attention that way. It was just like, wait a
Yeah,
minute,
they're like, what's this
good
girl doing?
vocals. What the hell?
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was not a good day. I was freaking out. I
But
was like, it's super.
you handled it though. It's no big deal, right?
Yeah, I pulled it all together and it turned out way better than I expected. So I'm kind of glad it happened, to be honest.
But that kind of goes back to like what you were saying about ourselves being our own worst critic, right?
I guarantee nobody even like cared that like I uploaded the wrong one. They're probably like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Just a mistake. But here I am freaking out. I'm like, people are gonna like be so mad at me, blah 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 blah. Like, no, that's not.
Yeah.
It's not what's gonna happen. Like nobody's really gonna care.
It's all in your head, right?
Just a funny story to tell after.
And it makes for a great story, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that just there's so much greatness out there, and if people would just give themselves a shot and take that first step, and if it's a misstep, correct it. It's no big deal, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So tell me
You
about
live and you learn.
you live and you learn, right? And we all learn. So tell me, let's go back to I'm Scared because that is like one of my favorites. So what's that about?
It's about being scared of like catching feelings in a relationship, I guess. And I'm scared. How do you make me feel? That's it. Yeah, that's the gist of it.
So it's about being excited about being in a relationship, but you're kind of scared about being
Yeah, it's kind of
vulnerable.
like, yeah, it's exactly. It's like I'm new to these feelings. Like, what the heck's happening? I'm scared. I don't want to be vulnerable. Usually, like my walls are up, my guards are up, but like, I'm feeling something. And then yeah, it's kind of about like the guy is always on the girl's mind and stuff like that. And she's like, how do I deal with this? Well, this
Right,
is new to me. But yeah.
right. So how does one do that? I mean, because I think everybody when they get into a relationship, especially in the beginning, they're excited. They got the butterfly effect. There's always that initial excitement, and then there's always that probably couple of weeks into like, wait a minute now, this is going somewhere. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know
like
where it's going, but I don't want to get messed with here. I mean, what advice would you give to people for going through that?
um I think communication is super important. Um, like if you want to be in a relationship, let the person know. If you don't, let them know. I've been in situations where like I didn't let the person know soon enough and like that ended bad. Like I was a bad guy. And I'm like, damn, like I feel bad and stuff, but like I try.
Right.
But I don't yeah, just communicate, just be honest. I mean, like what's the harm in asking? Like, do you want a relationship? If they say no, then like you just get them out of the way. Like on to the next caller, like
Right. Right. No big deal. It's just again putting it out there and not thinking about it too much, right?
exactly.
Yeah. No, I think if more people did that, they'd be happier. They'd be happy if they're honest with themselves, then honest with their partner.
For sure. Yeah, being honest with yourself is yeah, that's really important. Yeah.
But a challenge, though. I mean, definitely a challenge in this day and age of like we've been talking about, imagery and everything that comes at you on social media. It's just like kind of hard to not be perfect sometimes, huh?
Yeah, and when you're not perfect, you're hard on yourself. But like, nobody's perfect.
No.
Like, you can't be hard on yourself for that. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what most people don't realize is that take your favorite artist. It's not like they just woke up one day and they sang amazing and they had these amazing songs and amazing production. Like a genie came up and said, "I'll give you your greatest wish. Oh, make me an amazing singer artist." Boom. Like most people don't see the back story of the build up to get to that. It was never perfect. It was the journey, right?
It's messy. The journey's messy.
Yeah, it's messy, but it's good. It's good fun,
It's
right?
good. Yeah, no, 100%. I would not give it up. I would not give this up.
So tell me what's next up for you in this year?
This year, I have a single dropping next month, a couple more singles, and then hopefully my EP will be like ready by then. I have like most of the songs done. I just need to like finish them so I get final vocal chops and like tweak everything that I need to. And then yeah, hopefully by the end of this year I have my first EP out.
Beautiful, beautiful. Any live performances online?
I did one recently. It was with a company called Waveland. They're out of Toronto. And I basically sang a bunch of covers for like the senior homes and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So it'd be like a live Zoom call and they just, join, watch, enjoy, hopefully. Um, but I was supposed to do another show with them, but it got postponed.
Hmm.
And that show is just like they do this thing where they rent out an Airbnb basically, and they drop the address like a couple day or a day before, and then they like drop the tickets like a day before. So like only a certain amount of people can come to the show. So it's like super intimate. Like there's not that many people there, and they showcase like new like artists in the city and stuff. So I was supposed to do that, Couldn't because of COVID. And then I was supposed to do like some other show. Couldn't because of COVID. So I'm just kind of waiting until this is all
Brilliant.
over with.
That's awesome. That is so cool. So they rent out an Airbnb. Is it like an acoustic type of show?
Yeah, like it's super just like super low key. You just kind of go vibe and then hopefully find a new artist you like.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, tell us where we can find you online.
Online, you can find me on Instagram. It's just Ley.Vara. So like first dot last name. And then I don't really use Twitter that much. It's Ley_Vara, same thing. What else is there? Just Ley Vara on like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all of those music platforms.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, once again, I appreciate having you on the show. And once again, the audience, Ley Vara, she's a great artist. I really like Red Flag, Space, and I'm Scared.
Thank you.
I'm scared too. I
We've all been there. It's all good. It's all good. We all are. Yeah, for real.
We're all scared. And I think the minute we admit it, we'd be better. And so she put it out there for you so you can understand that. So once again, thank you so much for being on the show. And we got to do this again.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me.
So much. And to everybody out there, keep up the hustle. Thank you.